Why budgeting is important? Budgeting is the foundation of financial success because it gives you control over your money instead of letting your money control you. Many people believe that budgeting is only necessary if you have financial problems. But the truth is that everyone needs a budget, regardless of income. Even people who earn a high salary can struggle financially if they don't manage their money properly. Without a budget, it becomes very easy to overspend, ignore savings, and fall into debt without even realizing it. A budget works like a roadmap for your financial life because it shows you exactly where your money should go each month. Instead of guessing whether you can afford something, you already know your limits. This clarity reduces stress and gives you confidence when making financial decisions. Budgeting also helps you prepare for the future. Life is full of unexpected situations like medical bills, car repairs, or sudden expenses. And without a plan, these events can create serious financial pressure. When you follow a budget, you begin to build savings that protect you during difficult times. Another important benefit of budgeting is that it helps you achieve your goals faster. Whether your goal is buying a house, starting a business, traveling, or becoming financially independent, budgeting helps you move closer to those goals step by step. Small improvements in spending habits can lead to big results over time. Budgeting is not about restricting your lifestyle or removing all enjoyment from your life. Instead, it is about making sure your money is being used in a way that supports your priorities and your future. Once you understand the power of budgeting, you begin to see money as a tool that helps you build the life you want, rather than a source of constant stress and uncertainty. Know where your money goes. The first step toward better financial planning is understanding exactly where your money goes every month. Most people believe they have a good idea of their spending, but when they actually track their expenses, they are often surprised by how much they spend on small and unnecessary things. Money usually does not disappear in one big purchase. Instead, it slowly disappears through small daily expenses that seem harmless at the time. Things like buying coffee, ordering food, online shopping, and subscriptions may not seem expensive individually, but together they can take a large portion of your income. This is why tracking your expenses is one of the most important habits you can develop. Start by writing down every expense for at least 1 month. Include everything, even small purchases. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app to record your spending. The goal is to see the complete picture of your financial behavior. Once you have this information, you can divide your expenses into categories, such as housing, food, transportation, entertainment, and savings. This will help you identify areas where you might be overspending. Many people discover that they are spending much more on wants than they realized. Tracking expenses is not about judging yourself or feeling guilty. It is about gaining awareness. When you become aware of your spending habits, you can start making smarter decisions. Instead of wondering where your money went at the end of the month, you will have clear answers. This awareness is the first step toward taking control of your finances and building a stronger financial future. The 50-30-20 budget rule. One of the simplest and most effective budgeting methods for beginners is the 50-30-20 rule. This rule divides your income into 3 main categories to make budgeting easy and practical. The first 50% of your income should be used for needs. Needs include essential expenses that you must pay to maintain your basic lifestyle. These expenses usually include rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and other necessary bills. The next 30% of your income is for wants. Wants include things that improve your lifestyle but are not absolutely necessary. Examples include eating out, entertainment, shopping, hobbies, and vacations. This category allows you to enjoy your money without feeling guilty because you have already planned for it. The final 20% of your income should go towards savings and investments. This category includes building an emergency fund, saving for future goals, paying off debt faster, and investing for long-term growth. The power of the 50-30-20 rule comes from its simplicity. Instead of creating a complicated budget with dozens of categories, you only need to focus on 3 main areas. For example, if your monthly income is $3,000, then about $1,500 would go to needs, $900 to wants, and $600 to savings and investments. These numbers do not have to be perfect. The goal is to create a balanced system that helps you live comfortably while still preparing for the future. This method works well because it gives structure without being too restrictive. It allows you to enjoy your present life, while also protecting your financial future. How to create your first budget. Creating your first budget may seem complicated, but the process is actually simple when you break it down into clear steps. The first step is to calculate your total monthly income. This includes your salary, business income, or any other regular source of money. It is important to use your actual income after taxes so your budget reflects the real amount you can spend. The second step is to list all your expenses. Start with fixed expenses such as rent, utilities, insurance, and loan payments. These expenses usually stay the same each month. After that, include variable expenses such as food, transportation, entertainment, and shopping. The third step is to compare your income and expenses. If your expenses are higher than your income, you will need to reduce spending in some areas. If you have money left over, you should assign that money to savings or investments. A good budget gives every dollar a purpose. The fourth step is to set realistic limits for each category. Avoid creating a budget that is too strict because unrealistic budgets often fail. It is better to make small improvements that you can maintain over time. The final step is to track your progress regularly. A budget is not something you create once and forget. You should review your budget weekly or monthly to make sure you are staying on track. If something is not working, you can adjust it. Budgeting is a flexible process that improves with experience. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and over time, you will develop habits that support long-term financial success. Cutting expenses without feeling poor. Many people avoid budgeting because they believe it means giving up everything they enjoy. But reducing expenses does not have to make your life feel limited. The key is to focus on smart spending instead of simply spending less. The goal is to remove waste while keeping the things that truly matter to you. One effective strategy is to identify expenses that do not add real value to your life. For example, you might be paying for subscriptions that you rarely use or buying items that you do not really need. Canceling or reducing these expenses can free up money without affecting your happiness. Another strategy is to compare prices before making purchases. Small savings on everyday items can add up over time. Cooking at home instead of eating out frequently is another simple way to reduce expenses while still enjoying good food. Planning your purchases in advance can also help you avoid impulse spending. When you buy things without planning, you are more likely to overspend on items that are not important. Instead of making sudden purchases, give yourself time to think before spending money. This helps you make better decisions. It is also helpful to focus on long-term benefits instead of short-term pleasure. Spending less today can create more opportunities in the future. The goal is not to remove enjoyment from your life, but to make sure your spending aligns with your priorities. When you cut unnecessary expenses, you create more room for savings and investments, which bring you closer to financial freedom. Emergency fund planning. An emergency fund is one of the most important parts of a strong financial plan because it protects you from unexpected situations. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies can happen at any time. Losing a job, facing medical expenses, or dealing with major repairs can create serious financial stress if you are not prepared. An emergency fund provides a financial safety net that helps you handle these situations without going into debt. Financial experts often recommend saving enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This may sound like a large amount, but you do not need to build it all at once. The best approach is to start small and save consistently. Even saving a small amount every month can grow into a strong emergency fund over time. The most important step is to begin. It is also important to keep your emergency fund separate from your regular spending money. This reduces the temptation to use it for non-emergency purchases. Your emergency fund should only be used for true emergencies, not for vacations or shopping. Having an emergency fund provides peace of mind because you know you are prepared for unexpected situations. Instead of feeling anxious about the future, you can feel confident that you have a financial backup plan. This confidence allows you to focus on your long-term goals without constant worry about unexpected expenses. Financial planning for the future. Budgeting is not only about managing your current expenses, it is also about preparing for the future. Financial planning helps you turn your long-term dreams into realistic goals. Many people want to achieve important milestones, such as buying a home, starting a business, traveling, or retiring comfortably. But these goals require planning and discipline. The earlier you start planning, the easier it becomes to achieve these goals. One important part of financial planning is saving regularly. Consistent saving allows your money to grow over time and creates opportunities for future investments. Investing is another key part of long-term financial planning because it helps your money grow faster than regular savings. Even small investments can grow significantly over many years. Financial planning also involves setting clear goals. When you have specific goals, it becomes easier to stay motivated. Instead of saving money without a purpose, you are working towards something meaningful. It is also important to review your financial plan regularly because your goals and circumstances may change over time. Adjusting your plan ensures that you stay on the right path. Financial planning gives direction to your budgeting efforts and helps you build a stable and secure future. Common budgeting mistakes. Many people start budgeting with good intentions but fail because they make common mistakes that can be avoided. One of the biggest mistakes is creating an unrealistic budget. When a budget is too strict, it becomes difficult to follow, and people often give up after a short time. A successful budget should be practical and flexible enough to fit your lifestyle. Another common mistake is not tracking expenses regularly. Without tracking, it becomes easy to lose control of spending. Budgeting only works when you consistently monitor your progress. Some people also forget to include irregular expenses, such as repairs, gifts, or annual bills. When these expenses appear unexpectedly, they can disrupt the entire budget. Planning for these costs helps maintain stability. Another mistake is ignoring savings. Some people plan to save whatever money is left at the end of the month, but often there is nothing left. A better approach is to treat savings as a fixed expense and set money aside first. Finally, many people give up too quickly when they make mistakes. Budgeting is a learning process, and it takes time to develop good habits. Making small adjustments over time leads to lasting success. A budget does not have to be perfect to be effective. The most important thing is to stay consistent and continue improving your financial habits. As we come to the end of this video, remember that budgeting and financial planning are not about being perfect, they are about making progress. You don't need to change your entire life overnight to improve your finances. Real financial success comes from small, consistent actions repeated over time. Every time you track your expenses, follow your budget, or save a small amount of money, you are taking a step toward a stronger and more secure financial future. The important thing to understand is that your financial situation can change if you decide to take control, starting today. It doesn't matter if you are starting with a small income or if you have made financial mistakes in the past. What matters most is the decision to move forward with a clear plan. Budgeting gives you the power to decide where your money goes instead of wondering where it went. When you build good financial habits, you reduce stress, increase confidence, and create opportunities for yourself and your family. Imagine how different your life could look 1 year from now if you start managing your money wisely today. Imagine having savings for emergencies, money set aside for your goals, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are in control of your finances. That future is possible, and it starts with the simple steps we discussed in this video. Now I'd like to hear from you. What is the biggest challenge you face when it comes to managing your money? Let me know in the comments because your answer might help someone else who is facing the same problem. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos about saving money, investing, and building long-term wealth. And if you want to take the next step in improving your financial life, make sure you watch the next video in this series where we will talk about simple ways to save more money every month and grow your financial future faster. Until then, remember that financial freedom is not built in one day, but every smart decision you make brings you closer to the life you want.